Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today, we've got another special guest. Today, we welcome Steve Bigler, the dynamic entrepreneur behind Big Roofing, a leading roofing company serving both Des Moines, Iowa, and Lincoln, Nebraska. Since founding Big Roofing just 2.5 years ago, Steve has rapidly propelled the company to remarkable heights. Under Steve's leadership, Big Roofing has not only become the top customer of ABC Supply in 2023, but has also achieved the prestigious Master Elite status with GAF, the largest shingle manufacturer in the U.S. This status is reserved for the top tier of preferred contractors and is a testament of the exceptional quality and service Big Roofing provides. The company has impressively amassed over $7 million in sales, specializing in roofing, siding, and gutters. Before launching his own company, Steve spent 5 fruitful years helping to establish and grow a local roofing company in Des Moines, where he was recognized as a $1 million sales representative for 3 consecutive years. Despite his busy professional life, Steve is a devoted father and finds joy in coaching his daughter's softball team and rooting for the Hawkeyes in his spare time. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Hey, Kyle. How are you?
I'm great, man. I love this. So I'm happy to have you on. You know, you mentioned in your bio there that you help coach your daughter's softball team, but what about your softball team? You didn't put that in your bio at all.
Well, that's taking a back seat, of course. My daughter's traveling quite a bit now for it and tournaments about every weekend. Yeah, I still play competitively when I have free weekends. Of course, my wife loves that, but it does take up quite a bit of time, but it's still good to compete, especially dealing with the everyday stressors of running a business. It's nice to go outside, get in between the lines, forget about everything, and compete. It's fun.
I love that, man. Well, first off, I want to get started with the business and beyond segment. So I'm just going to ask you some questions about your family, your business, your goals for the business, all that kind of stuff. So when you were a kid, though, what was the first thing you wanted to be when you grew up?
Oh, a baseball player, easily. I grew up playing sports since I was able to walk. Played all the sports, loved it. Ended up playing college baseball, and here I am, 38 years old, still playing shortstop and throwing my body on the ground quite a bit.
So how did you go from becoming a Major League Baseball player to getting into roofing and siding?
Oh, kind of a roundabout way, honestly. I graduated with an elementary education degree. I taught for a few years. I was fortunate enough to help implement and lead a nonprofit program for a couple years in Des Moines. We helped inner city kids read with a free reading program. I also developed and implemented a GED course that did get fully approved through DMAC. So I helped some adults in the inner city get their GED. And then my career path kind of took a weird turn. I ended up getting married, decided to get a corporate job. And so I worked at Nationwide Insurance for a bit. I worked at Principal Financial Group for a bit. In the back of my head, I always wanted to start something and be a business owner. And I just so happened I fell into an opportunity to help lead a roofing company in Des Moines and help grow it, which I did. And then, time takes its turn, and it's like, you know what, I could do this on my own. And so I broke off and started Big Roofing a couple years ago.
Awesome. Well, you've definitely done a great job with it. I've kind of seen firsthand you growing this business, and it's been amazing to watch. And, a testimony to you and your crew taking care of my siding a couple years ago. And it was smooth. And the customer service, as you mentioned in your bio, was spot on. It was amazing. So I thank you for that. And I encourage all our listeners, if you have questions about roofing and whatnot, Steve's your guy. If it's siding, roofing, you heard the spiel in the bio. He does it all. And if he doesn't do it, he knows the right guy. So Steve, so you just explained how you got here. Where are you going from here?
It's a kind of a weird dynamic process, but I'm trying to scale it the right way. That means my number one goal is keeping the right people for our company, keep them on, keep them happy. You keep people close to you that you know and trust and that have the same goals in mind as you. and mindset as you. It can take your company a long way. And right now, the first couple of years, we have the right people in place. I'm excited to see us grow, and how we get there is just sticking to our core values, which number one of our core values is do the right thing always. And we've got a team of people that I think really do take that to heart. Is in this line of work, it's pretty easy to get sucked into profitability and I need to make money now. I got too many jobs. Let's push them all through. But that's not the right thing. The right thing is take care of the customer first. Again, we are a word of mouth business. So we take care of each and every customer. Our business will keep growing and growing.
Love it. And, thinking back about what you just said about how you got here. So going back a question, but you've done a really good job of hiring people that haven't left you, right? You take care of your employees. It's pretty obvious. The people that work for you, they always applaud you. They are excited to work for you. I've seen just some of the stuff you do. You take meals out to your crews on site. You do all the right things. And so I'm thinking, okay, you were a school teacher, you care about people, but what taught you how to become a business owner that knows to take care of their people? Because I'm sure you went through some trial and error, right? You've probably gone through some growing pains. You've done some things you wish you wouldn't have done, and that's how you learn from them. But do you remember any of those things that really stuck out of, oh, I screwed this up and I absolutely need to change that for the future?
Oh, it's an everyday thing where, oh man, just small things like choosing the right finance company. If customers need to finance a loan to get their project done, um, making those decisions on a whim, like, okay, this company seems like the right fit. Turns out they don't offer the right packages, or they're just not customer service friendly, whatever the case may be. But little things like that, it comes up quite a bit. Just, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that. But that's part of being a business owner, is identifying what didn't go right and developing a process to overcome it and just get better. That's how we all evolve, is just getting better.
Yeah.
Even with large projects, that when things go wrong, which, we're working on siding, working on roofing, those are large jobs. And no matter how big the house is, it's still a big job. And there's always something that comes up. I just tell my guys, like, that's a great opportunity to make it right for the customer. And let's figure out a way to make it right, make it fair. But at the end of the day, we're going to leave homeowners with a product that they're very happy with and proud.
Well, and I think that's amazing, considering your industry doesn't have a very high bar for customer satisfaction, right? We've talked in length about the number of fly by the seat of your pants companies that come in from Florida and the South and the North and the East and the West when we have a major storm come through, right? And we have all these people roll in, they set up a shop, and they say they're local, when in actuality they're going to be gone next week. And when you have a problem with your roof, good luck, you can't get a hold of them. Steve's right here in town. So you want to talk a little bit about the out of towners?
Yeah, funny story. I was just on a trip with other business owners, local roofing company owners, and they have great reputations. They're great guys. They do great work. And we kind of sat and talked. West Des Moines got hit a couple years ago with a major hailstorm. We all seen the out of town companies that came in, and I still get calls where people got left high and dry. But when I was talking to other business owners, the plan is we're going to come together next time a storm comes through, is put out a marketing campaign and say, hey, look, we're not asking you to go with big roofing. We're asking the public just to go with local companies, because there's too many good roofing and siding companies here in town. There's no reason why a homeowner should go with somebody that's out of town. And I'm not, these out of town companies, maybe there's a few that are really good, sure. But you're right. They set up shop, they say they're local for, a month or two, sign up as many jobs as possible, and then they're gone. They're going to slap up as many roofs as they can, and then they're gone. Like I alluded to earlier, things always come up with roofing and siding projects. If you get a leak on your roof, in a couple months, you call that company from Florida, they're gone. They're not even going to answer the phone call. They're not going to come back. They're going to say they have warranties, but what good is a warranty when they're no longer in the area and they're not going to come service anything that comes up? This are us local companies that are going to kind of stick together and help each other grow and support each other. Those are the companies you want to go with. We'll stand behind our product. We'll make things right if we don't get it right the first time, which is always our goal.
And you've also talked to me about in the past about just Google the company, right? Go out and look for their reviews online and see what people are saying about them. Oftentimes these contractors that are out of town, they come up to your door. They don't want you to be Googling them because they walk up to your door and say, "Hey, looks like you've got some shingle damage. Do you mind if I come up and take a look and I'll give you a free quote?" And they're just really forcing their way into that business or into that homeowner. And the homeowner doesn't have an opportunity to Google them, right? But if people are Googling them, they're going to see that you've got 5-star reviews from local families, and most of these people don't have 5-star reviews.
Yeah. Yep. I always tell people all the time is do your research, look up local companies, do a little digging on their website, read the reviews. Reviews are crucial. And again, that goes back to our number one thing is do the right thing always. It's hard to leave a company a 1-star review when we're out here doing the right thing and trying to make everything right.
So then what has been the most satisfying piece of either being a business owner or just life in general as a father and business owner together?
Oh, it's always fun driving anywhere within 60 miles of Des Moines and, having my daughter in my truck and I'm like, oh, did that roof. Oh, look at that. We did that siding. It is also fun too to pick up my daughter, whether it's at school or a birthday party or softball games. The younger kids are always like, oh, that's the big blue truck. Avery's here.
That's awesome. So it's like Cheers then. Your entire life is like Cheers. You show up, everybody already knows your name, and they're all saying, hi big guy, hi big roof. That's funny.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So the president needs you for a special project. What expertise did he or she come to you for?
The president.
Yep. It's a fun one.
I would say, you found the right person. You got to go do business with who you trust and feel comfortable working on your roof, on your siding project. You've already done the research. You're the president. You've got enough people. You've already made the right decision if you're calling me.
So we talked a little bit about softball. What else gives you a little break from the roofing and contracting world?
Oh, I wish I could golf a little bit more. That's definitely taken a back seat the last couple of years. Don't really have much free time for that, but just honestly being at home, we just moved to a new neighborhood that has a ton of kids. So it's nice coming home daylight now until 8:30. So the kids can be outside playing, meeting the new neighbors. That helps quite a bit.
And one thing I've noticed you get out of this job is you mentioned in your bio again that ABC Supply you're the number one contractor for ABC Supply in 2023. So the nice thing about being a roofer is they like to take care of their guys that are bringing them business. So I've seen that you've taken a couple of trips with them. What's the most exotic or most fun place you've visited as part of these different trips, or even just your vacations in general?
I would say, yeah, the supplier trips, yeah, they take care of the contractors that buy the most materials from them, right? Keep them happy, and they do a very, very good job on these trips. I look forward to them every year. Kind of gives me motivation to keep buying their products because they do such a good job of planning the trips. They bring in vendors like our shingle manufacturer will be there, siding manufacturers will be there, and they'll any day you want to go out and do anything, golf, run a boat, jet skis, whatever. There's always a rep there that's like, oh, I'll do it. I'll take you and your wife out, or you and your team out. And I would say we went to the Dominican one year at the Hard Rock. That was a pretty epic week there. This last year we went to Cabo, and I love the city of Cabo. Been there probably 4 or 5 times now, and I love the city, love the people there. It's just a great, unique city. Love it.
Cool. What kind of movies, music, or books do you gravitate towards in your free time?
So I'm a huge John Grisham nerd. I think I've read all but three books of his that he's put out, and I've got them in my queue. So I've always been reading John Grisham since I was in high school. Music. I'm a country guy. Listen to country or oldies. Love oldies. Um, Try to get out to concerts, but again, that's taken a back seat the last couple of years. But anytime a good country concert comes to town, I'm usually going to be there.
I didn't take you for a reader, Steve. That's impressive.
Most people do not. I am reading a really good book right now. It's called I'm drawing a blank. It's not down here. But it's the art of negotiating, and
Mhm.
it's from an FBI. The author's a former FBI hostage negotiator, and he did that for 20 years, and then somehow got roped into like a Harvard business um, course, and he ended up realizing, hey, hostage negotiation is kind of correlated strongly to the art of negotiating a price or sales price. And he goes into, and he's kind of developed the art of the sale, right? The art of negotiating. And it's a very interesting read, especially his unique background and how he ties it into the business world. It's a great read for anybody that's in the sales line of work.
That's
Highly
awesome.
recommend.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like Freakonomics, where they take the economics of other stuff and they shove them together and they say how, kind of explain how they're related. He's taking his background and shoving it into sales and saying, hey, this really is related. I love it.
Yeah. Yep.
So we've got the next segment here, this or that. So just because we learned a little bit more about you there and something that I found is unique and that you're a reader, again, didn't know that. I want to get into some rapid fire questions for you. You're welcome to expand upon any of the answers. Otherwise, if you just want to answer them, we'll move right through them.
Okay.
All
You
right.
got it.
So iOS or Android,
iOS.
gym or outdoor exercise.
Gym.
Again, with you being a softball player, I expected you to say outdoor exercise. This is
Well,
mind blowing today.
I don't consider that exercise. I consider that competing. And then I want to get in the gym to, lift weights, run, get in the zone. But when I'm out on the field, I don't even consider exercise. It's competing.
You lift weights? Couldn't tell.
A couple months out of the year, yes. when the first snow hits, I get a couple months in where I'm in the gym quite a bit, yes, but you can't tell.
Favorite car?
I got to go with my truck. I love my truck. It's a 2500 Chevy Silverado High Country, and I made the mistake of getting the High Country because I will always get the High Country for the rest of my life. Gotten used to the fancy everything on the inside. I'm
That's
spoiled.
cool. All inclusive or no?
All inclusive, all day. All
Live
day.
sports or live concerts?
Oh, that's a good question. Live concerts.
Really?
Yep.
Who's the
Yep.
best concert you've seen?
Best concert, George Strait. George Strait
Fair.
easily. I've seen him 8 times. Had him row 2 when he came to Des Moines. Would have been 9 years ago, actually, because my daughter was about ready to be born. But yeah, love George Strait. All time GOAT.
And didn't you go to watch the Iowa women's basketball team in the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight, and George Strait was still better?
Yes. That game was epic. I've seen a lot of really good sporting events live, but I mean, I still get the same enjoyment on TV when I watch the Hawkeyes or the Cubs or, I'm still that much into it. It's not because I'm at the facility, at the arena. But concerts, you just don't get that. You get the connection with the music, the fans around you. Yeah, I'd go concert for sure.
Fair. Early bird or night owl?
Both.
You don't sleep?
No, I struggle with sleeping.
Spring or fall?
Spring. It's baseball time.
Favorite alcoholic drink?
Oh, I'm a Coors Light guy. But I've become a tequila guy now. my time in Cabo, gotten to sample hundreds of different tequilas, and each time I bring a couple really nice bottles home. And if you get the good tequila, you can just sip on it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And they're less calories too, right? That's helpful.
Right. And that's, you mentioned all inclusives. I love all inclusives. And um, if I sit there and drink beer all day, I won't be hungry to eat their delicious food. So I sip on tequila all day. Then I don't feel bloated, and I can eat whatever I want.
Ice cream or cake?
If I had to choose, it'd be ice cream. I'm not a sweets guy.
Farthest you've ever traveled?
Not that far out, honestly. I think the Dominican's probably the farthest.
We got to get you overseas, man.
Yeah, the dream is to go to Italy, spend a couple weeks in Italy, for sure.
Cool.
That'd be a dream vacation.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Mullet or mohawk?
Oh, mullets all day. Love me some mullets.
You just can't grow your hair long enough, is that what you're saying?
Oh, I did when I was in high school. When I went my first day at college for baseball practice got over. Coach goes, Bigler, and he listed off like 4 others. He's like, but don't show up if you got long hair tomorrow. I wasn't talking long past my shoulders, just long, curly, kind of like how kids wear it today. But yeah, so ever since then, I've never had my hair long since that first day of practice, college.
Karaoke or public dancing?
Karaoke. Love karaoke. I have a terrible singing voice, but I'm not afraid to get up and sing and perform.
Introvert or extrovert? I think that answered the question, but I'll ask anyways.
I always consider myself an introvert. I like to be by myself and peace and quiet, but my wife disagrees full-heartedly. Yes, I'm an extrovert.
Get rich because of achievements or by winning the lottery?
Either.
Amen.
Either. Money. You got to have money to do what you want, but honestly, achieving it makes it feel so much better. But if I hit the lottery, I will not complain.
Peas or Brussels sprouts?
Brusties all day.
Fried. Yeah, they're delicious fried, right?
Fried, cooked. Do it right. You don't have to fry them. Oh, brusties are good.
And the last one here, I know this is going to be your favorite question. Taylor Swift or Britney Spears?
Ooh. I can do a mean Britney Spears on karaoke for sure. There's a couple I can do. Obviously, Hit Me Baby One More Time, but She's So Lucky. I like to rock that one. My daughter is diehard Swiftie, of course. I'd have to go T Swift. Her older stuff I can still rock out to in the truck, and obviously my daughter plays her music all the time, so I know most of her new stuff too. So I'll go T Swizz.
Love it. All right, so the last segment here is the trending topic. So Steve, there's been a lot of discussion around insurance coverage for roof damages, particularly with the increasing frequency of extreme weather events. How do you navigate the challenges that come with insurance claims? And what advice do you offer homeowners to ensure that they are adequately protected and fairly compensated?
Yep, that's a great question. You're right. It is a hot topic in this industry for sure. The biggest change I think people are starting to see anyways, and Kyle, you did my mortgage, and you actually mentioned that it got flagged because it was so high, and I had an easy answer for you. I'm like, well, first off, I overinsure all my stuff. Being around insurance claims for 8-9 years now, the last thing I want to put my family at risk for is being underinsured. Insurance companies are notorious for not covering stuff that should be covered. They're a for-profit industry, whatever, but rates are going up. The amount of coverages are starting to go down. The biggest thing I would tell people listening, to this is the next time you have a renewal, or heck, if you have free time, get with your insurance agent, make sure you're properly covered. A lot of companies are switching to ACV policies, which is the policy that will depreciate your roof and only pay out the non-depreciated part. So you're basically stuck out of pocket for half your roof, essentially, if your roof goes bad, if a hailstorm hits or tornado or wind. That's where a lot of insurance companies are moving to. They're also moving to high deductibles, which means, which is honestly a good thing for guys like me and my company. We provide a really good product. And when you had mentioned earlier about the storm chasers that come into town, they're notorious for what we call eating deductibles, where they offer up the customer, hey, if you let us do the work, you don't have to pay your deductible. And back in the day, it was generally usually $1,000 for a deductible. Okay, that's still not great to be eating anyway, especially with what insurance pays out for claims regardless. So it's kind of a risky business to do that anyways, but it's also illegal. It's a felony to eat a deductible, because it's fraud. The insured signed their contract, their policy stated they are going to pay their deductible to the contractor, and it's just flat out fraud. So with these higher deductibles, when I said it's going to help companies like Big Roofing, first, we're never going to offer to eat anybody's deductible. That's part of the money that it takes to put on a good quality roof.
It's part of not going to jail, right?
Right, exactly. But when these companies can't come in and eat a $5,000 deductible or a $3,500 deductible, there's just no way they can stay in business. I mean, they won't stay in business. So that'll really push more homeowners towards the correct contractors in that sense, where, okay, well, these guys aren't offering me a free, $1,000 that would normally not come out of my pocket because this contractor is going to eat it. Now they can't eat 5,000. So now we're back to square one, which is where we come in. So,
gotcha. Awesome.
Yeah, a lot of industry changes going on, and just be aware of what's in your policy. If you're listening to this, call your agent, sit down, have a policy review. It takes 10 minutes. Make sure you're adequately covered.
Well, great. Well, again, if anybody heard anything today that struck a chord with them, reach out to Steve and his team. Steve, where can people get a hold of you?
Yep. Call me, 515-577-9567, or you can go to our website, www.bigroofingllc.com. You can find us on Facebook. Reach out if you have any questions.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show today. And it was awesome learning more about you. There's some things, I've known you for a while. There's some things I learned today that I had no idea. So I'm going to gift you a book this year for Christmas. So be expecting that. It's probably going to be a small book because I can't read big books. So I'm not going to know a big one, what that sounds like. But anyways. And thank you all so much.
This is great.
Yeah. And thank you all so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this podcast, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this podcast with anyone that you think would love it as much as you did. Remember, you can find the full episode and all our content anywhere fine podcasts are downloaded, and also on YouTube. Your support helps us grow and keep bringing more of the stories, insights, and conversations you love. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, keep listening, keep curious, and join us next week when we have another exciting guest.